Hey guys, ArchieLuxury, and the Paul Pluta channel. Today guys, I want to talk about selling wristwatches in COVID-19 times. And I gotta tell you, I've had a few customers that are stinkers. I've had some absolute stinkers. As you know, I'm selling Scotty's 51. Sorry, I'm selling, I can't mention his name. He's sorry, he's the Virgin Pilot, yeah, I'm sorry there. He's cool. He's very cool. He's cool. I got to tell you, the other thing I'm selling is the Lange with the box. And I had on my YouTube channel a couple weeks ago, I had my Patek Philippe 6006. And I gotta tell you, man, it's been very difficult to sell. Everything is hard there. I had this German guy. Germans tend to be a little bit arrogant. He's a Scheinsenhausen. He came to me. I had a bit of a run-in. Okay, I had a bit of a run-in with him. I tell you what happened, and just tell me if I misread the signals. I'm not going to name him to protect the guilty. I'm not going to name him to protect the guilty. But basically, what happened is he came to me and he expressed interest in buying my 6006. Which, you know, I kind of thought, yeah, that could be okay. That could be okay. And he kind of turned a bit nasty on me. He turned a wee bit on the nasty side there. He came to me, "Dear Paul, hope this finds you well. If your Patek 6006 is for sale, I'd like to acquire it. The only problem is I'm based in Tokyo, so handover would have to wait until until the current travel restrictions are lifted. I come to Australia quite frequently on business, and I'm sure there will be an opportunity in the next 4 to 6 weeks from now. I've been a fan of yours for several years, so I am happy to put down a deposit and trust you will call the deal. You mentioned 34,000 in one of your vids. That would be fine." So I went back to him and I had a bit of toing and throwing. I said to him, "Thanks for your interest. Give me 24 hours to think about it," because I wasn't sure I wanted to sell it. And then I thought, you know what, I'll sell it. I said, "Hello, watch is in my bank safe. If we were to do a deal, what sort of deposit would you mind?" I said to him, I just made a quick think. "Sure, it's yours for 34 Aussie. Beautiful watch. However, I'd like to explore some other wristwatch options." Okay, I basically would pay a bit of debt off, reduce my credit card, and I'd probably get a Rolex or a PAM, something like that, exciting for the collection. He says, I said, "I'm 100% honest and expect the same in return. I genuinely love my Pateks. However, I think you also love Pateks. I need a deposit of $10,000. I'm happy to hold the watch for you until end of 2020. Either way, offer you a refund or request payment in full. I've got an Australian bank account, blah, 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 blah." He came back and said, "Yeah, can you please give me the bank's address? I need that. Unfortunately, Japanese banks are very slow at processing overseas transactions. May take a few days until the funds reach your account." Okay, so this is what he says. So anyhow, I gave him all the details. I gave him everything. I even went to the website, and he says he's initiated it, blah, 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 blah. Delivery, and I also said I got a friend who goes to Japan. That's Ian the watchmaker. He's the guy who's slept with over 7,000 women. So I said, look, you know, Ian could drop it off. Excellent news, all good, blah, blah, blah. Can you confirm? And you know, I want to know if you sent the money. I want to know. And he comes back. Wiring funds from abroad is a two-stage process. First, you have to register the foreign recipient and his foreign account. usually 2 to 3 days. And once that's done, then he does the transfer. It takes 8 to 10. I've never heard of this bullshit before. Excellent. And then, I said to him, I said, Dominic, I've never heard, because I went to a friend of mine. I got a friend of mine. I slept with her. I got a friend of mine. She used to be a foreign currency trader, and she used to do foreign trade with Elders, a big Australian industrial company. And she said she's never heard of that 2-stage process. She said you send a wire, you give the details, you give the codes, and it hits your account in 2 days. What are you talking about? She'd never heard of that. And she's someone who knows. She was a big wig. She used to have a Mercedes-Benz pick her up every day. An S-Class would pick her up. So, she's a girl in the know. So she's no spring chicken. She's no spring chicken. She's in her 60s. So, she's a sweetie. She's very much a sweetie. So, as I said I just wrote back to him after my friend said she'd never heard of it. I said, I've never heard such bullshit. This sounds like a scam. You get some idiot to wire money for a large purchase, then you get the item, and then the transaction goes bad. The police come to me, and you have long since fucked off from your serviced apartment. How does that sound? Come on, man. I said, I asked a Japanese friend who was a currency trader, and she said she'd never heard of it. Such lies. If this is a serious deal, I want to see a copy of your bank transfer and your ID. He hasn't given me any transfer details. I'll gladly do similar. At this stage, I think you're full of shit. I will not release any watch until I have full and final payment. I don't take risks. I want to see a copy of the transfer. I don't think you are an honest trader. Do you think I was born yesterday? The money should have hit my account within 2 business days of being paid. I didn't see any international deposit. I'm growing tired of this bullshit. Anyhow, he comes back and says, Paul, are you drunk? Keep the watch. I'm no longer interested. And Google my name just in case that is too difficult for you. I will send you a separate email from work. And I said to him, I'm sorry. The choice is yours. I apologize for any misunderstanding. I just need to be careful with scammers. I leave the decision to you. Anyhow, he came back. I said to him, I lost my temper then. I said to him, Dominic, doctor, he's a doctor. I said, I didn't know if you were serious or not. I wanted the money as a bit of skin in the game. I think I'll be happier with the watch on my wrist. Sorry about the anti-German remarks. It's all cool. I'm from Ukrainian stock. Can you believe that? A Ukrainian peasant owns a Patek 6006. That's a fine line. And that a fine German lawyer wants. That gives me a boner, just thinking of it. Fine German lawyer with a PhD in law. I assume the doctorate is not in macrame weaving. A fine German lawyer should buy a Lange. Get a Lange. Lange 1 would be so cool. Actually, I'm so pleased a fine German man like yourself wanted something Ukrainian peasant man owns. What a boner. All the best, Archie. Love Archie. All the best, love Archie. And I thought that was okay. I thought that was okay. The problem is these guys, you never know when you're doing these kind of transactions. You never know if they're serious or what he never gave me his ID, never gave me details of the transaction, nothing, just waiting. And he kind of got a bit nasty. He's not doing the deal. Mr. German lawyer, he's of course he's not going to do the deal. Mr. German lawyer, he's kind of he doesn't give a fuck, he is what he is, he doesn't care about me. So that was kind of how it ended. And I kind of think with him, I think it was just too hard, international transaction. But what I wanted to say is that what gives me a boner is having other men lust after my watches. It's kind of like taking your girlfriend or your partner to a swingers event and other men are oogling and ogling at her breasts, her features, it's sort of, that's how these swingers events are. they kind of have guys there who oogle. Your status in the swingers event is on your lady. That sets your status in the club. And this is the thing in the watch fraternity. It's the same thing. He's looking at my thing for sale, and I don't really want to sell it. And I got to be honest, I was a bit rude to him. Sure, I was a bit rude. I kind of felt, I got to be honest with you, I was in mental torture, because if he doesn't want to buy it, that's fine. Don't want to buy it, that's okay, man. I don't mind. You don't have to buy my watch. But I don't want to be in limbo. Is it my watch? Is it your watch? And if it's your watch, I want my fucking deposit. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the kind of thing. The German guy, look, he's okay. He's okay. He's not a bad dude. He's cool. It turns me on to have a Aryan German lusting after my 6006. He's telling me about the breasts and the Brustwort, Heidenwort, and it's kind of turns me on. It's kind of made me think, well, I don't really want to sell it. If this German is lusting after my goods, my luxury goods, do I really want to sell it? He's lusting after my goods. That's kind of cool. It's very cool indeed there. He lusting, improper thoughts on my goods. That kind of gives me a boner. It gives me a boner. And I got to say, in all honesty there, it's very hard to do deals. The problem is we got coronavirus. I'd just jump on a plane and deliver it. I'd go to Japan, I'd meet up with that 60-year-old currency trader. She was fucking cool. Cool as a fucking cucumber. I mean, look, she's a cool bird. I'd catch up with her. I'd drop off the watch, get the bucks, and have a really fantastic experience. That's what I would do. But it just didn't work out. Didn't happen. It's kind of sad. That's kind of how the world works. Corona, we don't know how long lockdown is. He doesn't want to send the money. I mean, I don't blame him either. I mean, fuck, I don't really blame him. I mean, what are you going to do? Put 10,000 down, then he owes me 24th. It's too fucking messy. I don't think it's going to work. It's just, and do you send it by FedEx? I mean, it gets stolen. The Yakuza would pinch it. I've already had the Italian, the Chicago Mafia stole my 1016 when I sent that. So I mean, what, they're going to steal a Patek? The Yakuza, they're a bit more refined than the Mafia. And this is the whole thing, it's hard. International trade, it's hard. It's very hard. Well, I don't have any bad will. I said to him in the email, I wrote back and said, I'm just jealous. Sorry about the anti-German sentiment. I'm just jealous of the Japanese pussy you're growling out. I mean, let's face it, he's probably having the time of his life, isn't he, eh? German doctor. Oh, he's got a PhD in law. I mean, I assume it's law and it's not in macrame weaving. Yeah, he'd have a suit, he'd have an office, he'd have, fancy wancy platinum or black aim. Well, probably platinum. Yeah, they're a bit stingy in the law departments. Yeah, he'd be swinging like a big John. He'd be a big wheel in a big world. He'd be a sophisticated type. And it doesn't get better than that. Heidenshausen, because the Japanese and the Germans, they've got a really good relationship that goes back. The Axis, remember the Axis of evil? They were the Japanese and the Germans. I got a friend of mine who actually bought a wristwatch and a pocket watch, a Longines wristwatch and a Longines pocket watch, which they used to navigate between Germany, Deutschland, and Japan. It's quite an amazing story. So, you know, they kind of fit in. They both got that superiority thing. And I'm just a peasant. I'm just from peasant Ukrainian stock. My grandfather used to pick up cigarette butts, dumpers. That's what they're called, dumpers, because he was unemployed, and you know he tried his best. It was very hard. You know, it was just difficult. It was just difficult. So I don't think you can blame me for that. You know, I just, the way I look at it, you know, I think that the German, look, it was just too hard. He's not a bad dude. He's a cool guy. Just didn't happen. And you know what? I think after the German guys lusted, the German lawyers lusted after my 6006, I think I keep the fucking thing. I mean, it is cool. It's as cool as fuck. You know what I mean? It's just cool. It's cool as fuck. So, yeah, I think it's cool. So, yeah, that's the story there. International trade. That's how it goes down. Tell me what you think, guys. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and yeah, this is selling. It makes it hard. The German and my Patek 6006. I'll take 34,000 Aussie, by the way, if you want to buy it. 34,000, you'd have to pick it up from me. You know, but 34,000, that's what I sort of want, guys.
Some people love fruit. Others choose to learn Greek. Some study archaeology. Others are interested in Japanese culture. For some people, everything must work just like a Swiss watch. Others appreciate the creative disarray. There are the frontline type of people, and the other type that would prefer to remain in the shadows. Most of us, however, like to study the wonders of everyday life. We cultivate traditional values in the world of modern technologies. One day, we choose exclusive restaurants. The other day, we go for street food. But there are also those people who don't have that choice at all. Some people have everything they need, and some will never have enough. Generally, a large part of our society has tons of luck when it comes to life, but we also mustn't forget to support the part that hasn't. No matter who you are, what you do, and how much you possess, if you are able to take care of the others, you have your own personal tint. Tint. Watch changes. Together.
Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW.